Man.
What's going on, man?
What's up, Z? How you doing today,
How
man?
you doing, man? It took us a long time to get here, Pat.
To get where?
Today and tomorrow.
Damn right. Today and Tomorrow podcast is finally here. Like, share, subscribe,
everything.
Send stars.
YouTube, Facebook, IG, Twitter.
Yeah.
Tap in ZY, Patrick J. You doing it, y'all?
All right, then. Well, ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Today
Press play, man.
My bad.
All right, so check this out, man. You know, I made a call. The homie said she gonna come through, bless us real quick, man. Like, we could do a long intro, or we can let her intro herself, because I'm pretty sure, like, I'll be thinking nobody can do me better than I can do me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so, you know, I saw an interview with Trick Daddy, and then there was like, Trick Daddy, do you beat your meat? And he was like, hell yeah, I do. Like, can't no bitch work the dick better than me. So, with that being said, who we got sitting here to my right?
Okay, I am DEVORAH Israel, also known as Mama Vora. You have some water around here?
Oh,
Nope.
yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we got water. I'll give you some water.
My bad. I
Yeah,
when I got up
when
earlier.
I invite us somewhere, don't have no water, but
I'm a little bit. I get it.
yes. I am Miss DEVORAH Israel, the mother, the poet, the artist, the author, the reporter, the
Dope ass
businesswoman,
Ooh.
the entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Cook?
what else?
Can you cook?
I can cook.
Cooking with DEVORAH? All right, then.
Cooking with DEVORAH. No, we ain't gonna do that. But yes, I'm every woman, so, you know, that's
All right.
who I am. I think that's simply explains it, but that holds a
Yeah.
lot of gravity at the same time. So
All right.
thank you.
I appreciate you, man. All right, I got a question.
Yeah.
Which one's worse, man? A greedy motherfucker or a lazy motherfucker?
Lazy. Every day lazy.
Lazy,
Because lazy
or greedy?
means you're not doing about shit when you're lazy. You could be greedy and still have things. You could be lazy. What you got?
Yeah. Hey, Z, put your arm back on. Let's show everybody your new arm tattoo.
My arm tattoo.
Yeah, look.
What you talking about?
Look at the screen.
Oh, got paint on my.
Yeah.
It's color job.
Yeah, it was working.
Look at him. He just jumping around.
That's got
He
the
went
job.
from introducing me to
Yeah, you let
the
her.
to the greedy to the arm tattoo.
Mr.
Yeah.
J.
Yeah, man. It's the ADHD in the building.
Yeah, kicking in.
Yeah, man.
Full blast.
We good though.
Yeah, we good. We straight up in here.
How you doing tonight?
I am doing well. I'm blessed. You know, it was kind of humbug. I was supposed to come by a couple of times before, but you know,
Well, right time,
a
right
woman
place.
say, yeah, timing is everything. You know, I'm supposed to be here right now.
Yeah.
I'm tripping. I'm like, I was tripping.
Just can't hear it, though.
Yeah, okay.
They fighting out there.
I was like, what the hell?
Oh no.
Well, I'm up on the 11th floor, all right?
Yeah.
I ain't too much
goodness.
worried about it.
Yeah.
And at first, they tried to give me an apartment on the first floor. I was like, nope. Guess again.
Yeah, no, that would have been crazy. You would have had people looking at your window.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
Oh,
got
no.
too much shit going on in here for that.
yeah, they would have definitely got you in St. Louis, Missouri.
I know,
Okay.
man.
Yeah. So what's
Yes.
the good thing about being in St. Louis, Missouri?
You're not from St. Louis, right?
I'm from California.
You're from California. Okay. What is the good thing about being in St. Louis? I would say St. Louis has a specific type of culture.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that I think that is very different from all of the other states. And some people may think that it's not good. Some people may like it, but I feel like we have this vibe, and you know, against all rumors or what people say outside of our state, we have a lot of talent, raw talent. And I think that this is a state that if you can make it here, I know they say that about other places, but if you truly can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Like, this is Hustle City. So I think we have a lot of good qualities. What do you think, Pat?
Oh,
I mean,
what I think? I mean, yeah, St. Louis is very different. There's a way, everything's pizza. So like they get the shape of pizza right, but the thickness isn't there, or the cheese, or the sauce. But it looked like pizza though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then they cut it in squares, so
That
they
wasn't
don't
a
like
real
pizza no more.
I'm sorry.
You know what I mean? But they like it here. They love it.
At Elmo's, that wasn't a real pizza.
Oh, Emos.
It's emos. Get it
However,
together.
It wasn't
But
worth remembering today.
that is not the best pizza we have to offer. See,
But
that is
people
probably
have
the
said it
most
was.
marketed pizza, and it's
Maybe.
said. But there's a couple of places here that they might be little mom and pop type shops.
Well, that's
but
perfect,
you
'cause
definitely
those
got
the best
some stuff.
ones.
Exactly.
Mom and pops.
So
Yeah.
gotta
Where do you go
some
for
of
pizza?
those. There is that one place. I don't. Is it called like Mario's or something?
Mario's out here.
Another
Like,
name.
what is it? It's something in the. I
I
might
was
be
only
tripping.
born here. I
But
don't
then
know.
there's Alicia's.
Alicia's tastes like dish soap.
You think so?
Yeah. Oh, Gravois.
I mean, they have different locations though.
Oh, the one on
See,
Gravois.
you
Maybe
gonna-
maybe
you're
they
gonna
put.
get canceled talking about these places.
I know, right?
These people establishment talking about things like dish soap.
Yes, it tastes like dish soap.
So being Californian,
California.
look at you, bless you,
Thank you.
praise God.
Off top.
Okay, being a Californian,
Mm-hmm.
what do you feel like is so special about your state?
My state honestly has everything.
Okay.
We have sunshine. We have rain. We don't have snow in most parts, but
But we do got snow.
and we have great food. I mean, California
What
has
about the
everything.
culture?
California has a good culture. It's open. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's a lot of races. A lot of races. One thing about here, St. Louis, it's a lot of black people out here, which is a good thing. Because
Yeah.
California, you could be Asian, you could be white, whatever.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Yeah, so, but that's a good thing about it. I do enjoy a lot of black things out here
Okay.
more than California. 'Cause also, California, gang bang is real.
Okay.
Gang banging is real. So it could be
Yeah.
some shit going on, and it'd be over.
Yeah, I
in a
heard
blink
he
of an
said
eye.
that you was on some. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna put your business
I'm a dime
out
move.
there.
No problem. I'm a
Okay,
dime move
you
today
said
and tomorrow.
I am what I am.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I feel you on that. So, let me ask you, what do you like about our city?
It's more black people. 100%.
Okay.
It's more black people. And since I've been there, been to little poetry shows, open mics, you know what I mean, on any given night. And went to the Smokes and Jokes, which is good. So far, everything has been good and positive.
Okay, cool. That's
What I like, and I haven't experienced no bad energy for the clubs and bar scenes in California. That's like a regular thing.
okay. So, how long have you been here?
Almost 2 months, maybe about 2 months now.
How long do you plan to stay?
I'm not sure. I'm thinking about staying.
Oh, okay. So California to St. Louis.
You think about buying a house here? It's so cheap.
Okay, that's what's because it is expensive.
Yeah, man. For like
It's definitely expensive.
what he paying rent in Cali, you could have like something fat here. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. What are you paying rent, if you don't mind me asking?
And California, $1,800 for a 4-bedroom.
Okay. I mean,
But
terrible.
out here, I seen shit like 1,200, something healthy,
Yeah.
like bigger than California. So
Okay.
it's a big difference. Only thing I like about here is hell, no goddamn fences, no goddamn where. I hate open. I hate that shit.
well, you do have fences out
Look
in
at
the
my
county.
back, yeah. Or
Talking about the fences.
Yeah, you got to go in different
know.
parts of St.
Yeah.
Louis. See, you're probably just talking about like the city.
I done been
But-
all through it so far. Well, I don't know as far as
Okay.
the places so far, but so far no fences.
Okay. Well,
I hate my just look at my backyard. What the fuck you looking like?
Well, I definitely I had a house out in the county, and it just depends on where you stay. Because my place had a fence. I had a pretty nice backyard, big size backyard too. So, yeah, I think that you can find it. It's not hard.
Now, what can you say is great about your city?
I just gave you the
I
answer.
wasn't listening. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, I will say though, if you can survive driving in St. Louis, you can drive anywhere.
Shit.
Oh my goodness.
Man.
No, it's
Yes.
the potholes though. It's
Woo.
Oh my goodness.
crazy
You know
out
what?
there.
I think that actually the city of St. Louis owe me some money because of the amount of tires.
Bet they
Real talk.
Everybody some money. Shit.
The amount of tires that I went through in 1 year was unfathomable. Yeah.
Man, the potholes here. I gotta get my whole truck fixed, including the stereo. The potholes broke my stereo. Like everything broke. Like I'm like,
terrible. You
my
must have
truck.
a good one,
He'll tell you that truck was pristine when it was in California, wasn't it?
We had a pothole a week ago that was in the air.
Nigga, we was in the air. Like I'm sitting in the passenger.
Y'all hit a speed bump.
I'm like, why am I weightless right now?
That motherfucker was a
No, it was on the highway. We was getting out somewhere off like somewhere deep in the south.
Mm-hmm.
Some street begin with a G.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't think of the name. Some
Gasconade.
who?
Gasconade.
Yeah, there you go, Gasconade.
Uh-huh.
And it's like a little thing, and then next thing I was like, what's that in the air right there?
My goodness.
For real. That shit
That's
was
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, I gotta watch out with them potholes in St. Louis. Yeah, we definitely got some crazy potholes. But yeah, you can definitely drive anywhere. I feel like you know, when I learned how to drive, we're really aggressive. I mean, we have aggressive personalities anyway, to a sense. It's not as aggressive as like the East Coast, but it's still like, you know, it's aggressive. So we drive aggressive. I remember when my dad was teaching me how to drive, and I was driving his big truck, and I was driving all slow in the city. He was like, "Drive this bitch." So, so I kind of, you know what I'm saying, like even had that aggressive personality put in me. But were you about to say something?
So to get back to the city though, with these potholes, like I think when I heard there's enough money in the city's account to get all this shit fixed, including the alleys, but they won't do it for whatever reason. And then why don't y'all act like cars are like free here? So everybody car fucked up.
Yeah.
Teds, you know what I'm saying? Niggas
Yeah.
be pulling up to the club with the whole front end missing. Like that's just the style.
Definitely. For one, stop hating on us. Don't be.
I'm from here. I'm from here. I was born here.
You spent a good chunk of your time in
It
California.
could be hate
though.
if it wasn't true. Like it's some fucked up. Like it's
Man.
like, do you guys believe in having nice cars? Like ever?
Okay, yes, we do. It depends again on the area that you're in. If you driving around in an area that's messed up, you're gonna see a lot of messed up cars. But if you go out to like Clayton, Frontenac, you know, out in
Well,
Manchester,
apparently I
somewhere,
ain't been nowhere in 2 months.
That's what I'm. So take him out to those.
Yeah, we'll
places.
go to them little areas.
Exactly, because those are the more upper echelon where you're going to see those BMW, Saks Fifth, Neiman's, all that stuff. That. See, you just showing him the hood. See, you're not representing us the right way. He needs to hang around with somebody that's going to represent and really
show me
do
around.
it.
Show my guy around. Put him on
I'm here
game.
for a while.
Yeah, definitely.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Take him to the wrong areas, huh?
Taking you to the wrong areas. Now you got them thinking that we just hood out here.
That's okay.
We ain't got no
It's some
class.
fucking street in California. Also, there's also some ugly shit out there in California. So it's just. I see a lot of beat up cars out there, and the rust and everything. Like, damn. Then it's go with the streets. It's like, did they understand people like cars?
Yeah. No. Hey, we a rough
So we
city.
gonna see. It's
That's
all
all
right, but listen, but it's beautiful out here though. Honestly, it's beautiful out there.
Thank you.
It's beautiful. I like it so far. Experience that I'm having so far is very, very good. You know what I mean? I can't say too many things bad about it, but the potholes. You know what I mean?
I mean, don't run into no young niggas neither. We got some
don't worry
different
about
type
that.
of-
They'll I'll be fine.
Yeah, no, I forgot you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I forgot.
I'm fine.
You know,
But
I stand corrected.
and what we're not with the young
Excuse
nigga
me.
crowd now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we didn't hang around the niggas. couldn't even tell you where they at.
Yeah, no,
You know?
good.
We was at some bar, and then we ordered a bottle of Hennessy, and he's like, "What y'all want for the chaser? What's your chaser?" We was just like,
Right, Hennessy.
"Bucks the chaser."
Yeah, I said we doing this straight today.
Y'all some grown men, I guess.
That's what we do.
We are supposed to be some kids.
Yeah, like we
Yeah.
just
Like y'all look grown.
drink Hennessy,
Yeah,
like his water.
Yeah. They crazy for saying
So,
some stuff like that.
When I met you, you was a bartender. You know what I mean?
I was a manager.
Oh,
and a
manager, my
bartender.
bad. At a bar. So, what's your favorite drink to make? Like when people make a drink, you be like, "Yes, I get to make this." You know how
You
y'all be
know
doing.
what? The first thing that comes to mind, because I feel like when I go to other places, I just drink so heavily because I feel like it's so simple, yet it's not made the correct way a lot of times, is the lemon drop.
Oh, okay. How you make a proper lemon drop? Let us know. Here we go. We're gonna get the
Well, I mean,
exclusive.
it's really just simple. I mean, you use like whatever tequila base you have. You use your simple syrup. Of course, like you preferably fresh lemon. I probably would add some, like I always like do something like extra, like maybe like a little grenadine or something. But
Oh shit.
yeah, like grenadine and some lemon juice. Like
That's it. That's your
it's
lemon drop.
really, but I think that I don't know if people be trying to overcomplicate it or it's like the base alcohol that they're adding.
Yeah.
Because you can add like whatever vodkas is available, but I just had some of them that were just really bad.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Has so much like
and
Kool-Aid.
some of them, yeah, but some of them I didn't even taste the lemon.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, where the lemon is? So, yeah, that's one drink that I just feel like.
Okay.
And there was in rum punch.
Rum punch.
Being that it was a Caribbean spot that I was managing and bartending at, I did enjoy making the rum punch because that was like a Caribbean like delicacy.
Yeah.
Well, not delicacy, but one of their staple drinks. So. Yeah,
rum punch. That's something I've never had before. I have a question for you since you're a bartend manager. Have you ever made a beautiful before?
Ah, I knew he was going to ask that.
He
I
said-
knew he was going to ask
Wait
it.
a minute.
That was it. Say it again. Do it again.
A beautiful before. I have a question for you since you are a manager bartender.
I was, but yeah. go
Have you
ahead.
ever made a beautiful before?
A beautiful?
A drink.
I have not. I'll be honest.
Okay. Well,
What is
it
it?
is Hennessy and Grandma. And when you
Okay.
drink it, what you gonna say, Patrick?
Everybody beautiful. It's a beautiful day.
I don't know if I
Beautiful
want
night.
that.
Actually,
I don't know if I want
Hennessy
that.
Grand Marnier, and you put like a little bit of
I
Crown
don't
Royal
know
in it,
if I-
just a
I
little bit,
want
and you light it on
that.
fire.
Yep. And
I
Put in
don't
a
know.
snifter, put 2 cherries or a
Hey,
lime in it.
Hey,
it's my favorite
that
drink.
sounds like that
drink.
is going to
Good.
be
Hey,
some
Z.
trouble.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I got some stories off that drink right there, man.
So do I.
Oh my
Man,
Some niggas-
okay.
So you had some you thought was beautiful, basically.
Oh no.
No, you see,
So look.
when you drink it, you understand.
It's like, yeah, I will make you one day, and you'll be like, oh, I get it. Like, there's nothing stronger in the bar. There's nothing stronger in there you can order.
So is this like an
I'll tell
old
you.
head drink? Because you know,
It might be. It might be.
Old head drink? I don't know
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
like is it like
But
M&J?
I've been
Or,
drinking it for
No,
M&J,
about.
I'm sorry, I said
I've been drinking
M&J.
for about 20 years now.
Yeah, about 20-some years.
I have personally, and I got about 100 niggas.
So it's up there with the Incredible Hulk.
Oh, that's killing that. Incredible Hulk.
But I'm
Disgusting
saying
and
it's
gross.
as old as that. 'Cause
Nah,
it was
incredible.
about-
Nah,
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah,
A beautiful
yeah,
is
yeah.
older. It was originally called a French Connection,
Okay.
and the
A
original
French Connection.
Yeah,
Oh my
but that's
goodness, this
Grand
drink is
Marnier,
getting more
and that's like
interesting
that's
as I hear
Cavassier and Amaretto,
Okay.
right? And then when it made it out west, it became Hennessy and Grand Marnier, but they're related.
Beautiful.
But look, I'm at Harlow's,
Mm-hmm.
open for motherfucking Joe Claire, host of Rap City, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the show,
Turn your-
you know, story is I'm opening for Joe Claire at Harlow's. And, actually, no, I'm fucking hosting that night. And then they was like, the show kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed. The shit didn't start till like midnight. It's supposed to start at 8. So every time it got delayed, the promoter would just send us more drinks to the green room, right? So I was drinking Beautifuls. So usually I'm like 1 or 2 in. 1 or 2, you good. You know what I mean? By the time showtime came, I was 8 in. You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness.
8
So
in.
you
It was
were
like
getting
coming to the.
busy.
I'm thinking the show. Yeah, I'm thinking the show. This shit finna be canceled, nigga. I'm finna just go on. Coming to the stage, hosting MC for the night. Clubs, cops running. Patrick J. I was like, oh shit.
Oh my goodness.
I stumbled to the shit trying to find my way through. I'm on stage. The crowd's looking like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh, I wrote these jokes. I don't know why I thought that if I read what I wrote, I would stop slurring. So I pulled the paper out, and that shit looked like just ink stains and scribble. I was like, hey, I'm fucked up. I gotta go.
That's funny.
You know, my first, like, when I first entered, like, I guess the serving the bar world, I kind of had an experience that was similar where I worked at a bar that we were allowed to drink on the clock. So, you know, being a little cute girl, I have a lot of guys like, let me buy you a drink, let me buy you a drink. But, you know, it's the finesse game. So you kind of, you know, doing your thing and you letting them buy you a drink. But yeah, no, I was letting them buy me drinks. And then I had like hit somebody's blunt too. And when I tell you I was around there floating, And I just remember like not being able to concentrate, and I did not like it. And I'm like, after tonight, I'll probably take like a shot or something. But as far as like knowing my limit is definitely going to be, I'm definitely going to have to know my limit next time around.
What's your limit? How many drinks? Like, let's say you out and about, you driving, and you vibing or whatever. How many drinks is your limit?
So I think my tolerance actually picked up a bit. My tolerance actually picked up a bit. So I'm going to say, like, are you saying shots or just like drinks?
Just however, just, we out kicking it. We doing it. We out doing us right now. What, when you start being like, okay.
I would say like by the end of the second drink, I'm feeling myself.
I have a question.
I'm feeling myself. But like the fourth drink, I'm really probably like, I don't know.
I have a question. As a bartender,
Yeah.
can you look at somebody and see what kind of drink they might want without them knowing it?
Looking at somebody.
I'm like saying, I think you might want to try this too.
Well, I think that's part of the. I think that's part of the job as a bartender is to be able to connect, because a lot of people don't know what they want.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You may get people that come in and they sit down and they're new. A lot of people who don't bar hop and they don't go out. They actually embarrassed because I don't know what to order right now. Mm-hmm. So like being a good, server, bartender, you got to kind of like fill in those blanks. So what kind of taste do you like? Do you like sweet? Do you like fruit? You know what I'm saying? Do you like sour? Do you like more bitter? What is your taste buds? Like I usually used to ask questions like that, and that kind of helped me based upon what we served at that time, give me the answer of what that person likes. So I just think it's part of the job to kind of know that, Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
You all right?
You good? You over there falling?
Something must be going on. Okay.
We just watching, seeing what you're doing.
You would have messing up. So, what else do you have going on in St. Louis for yourself?
Okay, well, actually, bartending, that was a previous job. It was a hoot for a minute, Hooters girl.
Hooters? I ain't been there in a long time.
Yeah, so I was a hoot for a minute. Shout out to the Hooters girls that I like.
That you like?
Because some of y'all, and I don't even know if y'all fired me or not, so y'all need to let me know, okay?
Hooters girl with beef? Y'all be beefing in Hooters?
When there's a lot of women in an atmosphere, and this is my side money, by the way, but when there's a lot of women in the atmosphere, sometimes, not sometimes, but you're gonna run into issues.
What?
But I'll be honest, I was one of the older
personalities.
Girls. Yeah, but I was one of the older women in there. Unless I felt like I was directly disrespected, a lot of the little things I didn't partake in. And so,
well, I'm glad I missed you in your Hooters outfit.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's definitely hung up right now. So.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, right now, I got other things.
Because we can get some hot wings out the thing. You know what I mean?
Listen.
Got some hot wings.
Yeah, but no, I did that for a minute. Actually, I did that when I was going through a little season in my life. And for some reason, even though I was having a good resume, I could not find a decent job.
Hey.
So
well, you
Hooters
kept
did
it pushing.
Hey,
what?
You got to use what you got to get what you want.
No, it wasn't even like that. You know what I'm saying? It was deeper
let that
for me.
money make you.
Yeah,
it was money.
I was definitely the diamond. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The
you look
group,
like it.
So it was definitely like I'm doing this for a reason. So I hustled up and was able to, do some things in my own personal life. And then once I, ended that, whatever. Now I'm a personal banker, so I'm back in the finance industry.
Shit!
What's up?
Yeah, so I do that, and then shout out to VOP. I'm a reporter with VOP. I have a podcast coming up, Truth Over Comfort.
So,
shit!
One more time.
Yes,
Say it again.
Truth Over Comfort.
That's what's up.
VOP.
Look right into that camera.
And your name?
Truth Over Comfort with DEVORAH Israel. on VOP.
Look
So
out for it, y'all. She's coming.
look out, definitely. So we're gonna do some dope stuff. I also have a lot of other dope events coming up that I'm planning for. You know, for our organization, we have a pretty, you know, big platform, pretty decent platform. So I do that. You know, I do some interviewing, get some people sometimes. So, you know, I definitely get myself in. I'm a poet. I'm an author. I wrote a book called Road to Woman. I wrote that back in 2018. I'm actually going through, so I'm actually going through kind of the book again with fresh eyes here in 2025, kind of re-editing some pieces there, but doing that. You know, I do my music and poetry thing too. So, yeah, and it sounds like a lot.
Everything come together for you. It's looking good, looking decent.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot, but you know, God has blessed me in a lot of different areas. So
it is a lot though. Lots good, man. Like I be hate when I have nothing going, no emotion. That's when all the depression sets in and all that shit.
And I think so because honestly, you know, when I explain this stuff to people, they think like, "Oh, does she really do all that stuff?"
Yeah.
And it's like I actually feel more comfortable when I'm active. You know what I'm saying? When I'm doing the things. And these are actually things that come natural to me. It's not even things that I'm like trying to do. You know, the conversations, the things that I do in the community, you know, even writing. These are things that I've always did. So I never really feel like it's like working. So it's comfortable for me.
Yeah. That's what's up. That's cool.
That's that. Yeah. Definitely. But yeah. So what do you actually do in your free time, sir?
I'm a sportsman. I watch a lot of basketball, football, baseball, track and field. Right now, I'm working on trying to get some shit together as far as financial houses and whatnot. Trying to see what's going on out here in St. Louis. See what's my next big move for myself, and try this podcast.
Okay, well, that's what's up.
Yeah, so, you know what I mean? Yeah. Make some things happen out here.
Well, yeah, definitely get some good clips out of me.
That's what's up. Well,
I went viral a couple of times now, so you know.
Oh shit! What'd you do?
Let's run that back.
Oh, you so crazy. We gonna try to run it back. That's what we trying to do tonight, right?
Yeah.
We gonna do something.
All right. Look, let's. I want to ask deep questions, right? Because I'm always fascinated by how you work. The way you work is amazing.
That's good.
You know how I work. Yeah.
One, do you know how to like recognize when you're like in a rut or in like a depressive state, and then two, how you get out of that?
I think we good.
So recognizing when you're in a depressive state.
If you even get in them, some people don't. I think some people just don't. You know what I mean?
I think that, some people do and some people don't. I do think that in the occasions where you do or you are aware, because it's all about like having the awareness piece, being able to kind of like stand outside your emotions and say, hey, I'm depressed. This is something that I am dealing with. I think that the signs that you can look for is, you know, for me, in my opinion, is how you keep your surroundings, you know, the things around you. Is it messy? Is it cluttered? You know what I'm saying? Because it has a lot to do with the inside of you, your mind, and what's going on in your head. So how are your relationships looking with people? You know, when you wake up in the morning, what are the things that you're thinking about? And what's your spiritual life? I think that for me, because my spiritual life and my belief system and my culture is something that is truly a big thing in my life.
Yeah.
I think that for people understanding where they stand, and it's not to force anybody into believing in anything, but kind of like understanding just what you believe in, and then kind of surrounding your belief or surrounding your thoughts around that. So when you're in those depressive states, what is it that your God say about that? How does that look, you know, from that perspective, or, you know, your spirituality? So, you know, you know, you're good, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different things to look for. I think that is a very loaded question when you ask that, because depression looks different from everybody, you know. So, and there's not one clear answer to dealing with it either. So, you know, I just feel like knowing you is very important. And when you don't know yourself,
Yeah.
that's when we get into those people who don't know they're depressed because you don't understand, you know, your different signals and different things like that. So
I think people that don't know themselves get taken advantage of pretty easily.
definitely. And I think that to a degree that, you know, a majority of us have been at that place where we didn't understand something, you know, about ourselves, or we were trying to figure something out. So I don't judge anybody for not having any understanding, but it is necessary that, you know, you gain that type of wisdom. And I think that wisdom is just a dying thing in this world, but you get some wisdom about yourself so people are not walking all over you, you know. But yeah, definitely.
That's a great answer. Thanks, man.
Good, for real.
Yeah.
that people don't know. So, especially me, because I don't know about depression. I never witnessed, experienced depression as far as that I know about.
Okay.
I'm more of a goer. Like, me sitting down, doing nothing, irritates the shit out of me.
But the thing is, I feel like that's not how depression looks for everybody.
Yeah.
Some people are active in their depression and they're just avoidant. You know what I'm saying? So they're just like moving around from thing to thing from thing to thing. And they're kind of avoiding the issues that are present in their life. So like I said, you know, depression doesn't look the same for everybody. Yeah. I've seen very active people or people who appear to be, even to the majority, they appear to be like really happy people, but when they go home and they're depressed. And you even think about some of these celebrities, you know what I'm saying? That's a good example. You know, a lot of celebrities, they appear to be happy. You know what I'm saying? You go online, you go on their social media, and they're in there laughing, smiling, eating at the best restaurants, on the beach, doing things that we wish that we were doing, but then they commit suicide.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
man.
saying? So, you know, like I said, depression don't look the same for everybody. Some people just putting on a show.
I had a friend, Philippe, his name. I ain't gonna say his last name. To me, he was like the coolest dude. Had muscle cars, a truck driver, all this shit. Killed himself. I'm like, what the fuck? I you just never know, man.
Dealing with deep-seated issues, and that's why I feel like having a spirit of discernment to an extent, and everybody ain't gonna have it, but me personally, I like to use my spirit of discernment with dealing with people. You know, I try to look past what a person is actually saying to me and actually, you know, dig deeper to see, is this person actually like bull crapping me? Are you happy, or are you just putting on a show? Yeah. And typically I'm able to see it, and I'm not the type to like call you out on it, but like, oh, you faking it. You know what I'm saying? Because in my opinion, genuine energy can be felt.
Yeah. Oh man,
you know what I'm saying? Like
very true.
You can tell when a person is kind of like faking.
I can read
something.
People.
Definitely. So when you come across that person and they're just like smiling, because I feel like this world kind of teach us to be avoidant in a way to emotions. You know, I think that every emotion is necessary. You know, anger is necessary. Happiness is necessary. Sadness is necessary. It's just how we utilize those emotions that, you know, gonna take us either, you know, take us to where we're gonna go, whether that's a good place or a bad place. So, you know, it's like I said, it's a very loaded answer when you come to depression.
It's a great one.
Well, that's
a great one, because also though, I think on the other side of depression, I think too, when you go through and you come out, you grow and you find more things about yourself that you didn't know were there. So the other side of it is real beautiful. If you get over to the other side, you be like, oh, look. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you ever been somewhere and your back's against the wall, you don't know how the hell, you think everything tomorrow's off and fall apart, and then you get to it and be like,
when I tell you I have a testimony, I mean, you see the woman here today, but I mean, you know, from when you've met me working at the restaurant or whatever, you've seen me in different lights, but no, I definitely had my back against the wall a couple of different times, to the craziest extents. Like, you know, I've been homeless, you know, before, and so I'm so grateful, you know, to have the mindset of making it through my depression. And it's not easy. And that's why I have compassion for people who's going through the process, you know, being a person who's standing in her healing, you know, being a person who's standing in, you know, on the other side where the light is now in my life, seeing people go through that and even seeing people fake the process. It's like, I know it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? There was a many a day that I had to ugly cry. You know what I'm saying? I had to pray. I had to, you know, fast. I had to do things that, you know, I wouldn't naturally do in front of people because I'm just going through it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I can't see it. And I just remember, like, I had my sister tell me, well, you don't know where you're going to be 2 months from now. And, you know, and I mean, it sounds weak, but there was times in my life I thought about taking myself out. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like, you know, am I doing my daughter just being here? You know what I'm saying? Could I? And it's crazy to think that, but when you're in the midst of depression, you know, your mind go places that you would never think it'll go. And, and you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, standing on the other side. And I think that God intentionally allowed me to go through those things because he knew that I would get to a place of healing. And I did go through a great amount of things, but the great amount of healing that and the wisdom that I gained in those experiences surpasses anything that I went through at those moments. So I'm grateful.
That's good. That's great.
Yeah, thank you.
That was great because you got you here. You're still here, looking beautiful, and you're pushing.
Thank you.
And you're elevating as a woman.
Thank you.
Your growth. You can see it in your face, your smile, and everything else. You're confident.
Thank you.
That's always a blessing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It took a minute to get here.
One thing you got to do is love yourself first.
Oh yes. That's the lesson. I was actually just teaching my daughter that I actually made a TikTok video about it. It's so funny because it was just something I felt like people should hear, but she got in trouble at school because she was kind of, you said something about loving yourself first. She was kind of trying to help somebody, right? And I'm like, can you help yourself in that situation? Like, you got yourself in trouble because you're trying to help somebody. You can't even help yourself. You got to give in to yourself. Like, you pouring out of an empty cup in that sense. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm definitely a stewardess of, especially now, because there's been moments, especially as a woman, where I've been even in relationships where I've allowed myself to love the mate more than I loved myself. So, you know, that's why now I have the boundaries I do have when it comes to that. When that happens again, you end up getting, your whole life ends up just being to support and prop them up. Yeah. And so nothing comes back or reciprocates back your way. Yeah. And I think that, you know, I had to learn the balance and everything because naturally I'm a lover because I think that you go through different phases. Sign? I'm a Virgo. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm a lover's girl. I'm a lover girl to an extent. You know, I definitely have balance with that energy. You can get the side that you choose. But right. But yeah, I definitely feel like yeah, you just gotta have that balance, really, when it comes to that topic. Now, some people, when they're in like a depressive state, they'll produce some of the best art ever, whether it's art, music, anything. Does that happen with you? So that's why I kind of mentioned earlier about utilizing those emotions, and all emotions are useful. Even when you look historically through time, you know, in different, you know, religions and different things of the nature, you see great people using their anger, using their heart. You know, some of the greatest pieces that we've experienced through life, like as far as music and art, has come from emotion. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody feeling something. So to answer your question, yes. A lot of the great stuff that I have produced myself has come from a place of me feeling something. And then some of the worst stuff that I've done, it come from a place of me just doing some stuff. I'm not really feeling anything at all. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I definitely write, and I try to take the emotion that I'm dealing with and utilize it for something, utilize it by, you know, doing my art, doing, you know, my poetry, writing, you know, my music, whatever. So, yeah.
Okay, that's good. Well, towards the end of the show, I want to ask everybody these questions. Just 22.
Okay.
What is the one thing that you could change about your past?
I'll say nothing.
Nothing?
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely
That's good.
nothing. Because, you know, it may be cliche for me to say this, but man, wisdom.
Wisdom.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
actually a good
Wisdom
answer.
comes from experience. Okay.
That's
And
very
the
true.
experience that I have, my goodness. And I may not have been able to see it throughout those times. So that's why I'm always encouraging people that, you know, hold on. You know what I'm saying? There's been times where I definitely felt like this, I held on this much. But sometimes it's all it takes is this much to hold on to. So wisdom that I got from those experiences, I would not change anything at all. So
That's actually a great answer.
thank you. What do you say, Pat?
Yeah,
Yeah, don't try to run from the answer now.
Oh, well, something I changed about my
Yeah,
past.
run from the question. Yeah.
Oh, honestly, because I'm gonna be. I kind of wish I'd have joined the Navy like right after high school, because what would have happened is, one, I would have got these experiences. I would have seen the world, so my grasp of reality would have broadened a lot sooner, which then would have brought me more into like present reality, out of like adolescent la la land.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then also I would have developed a lot of skills that I'm trying to develop now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
What you saying?
So, like, I that's something I kind of would change. I would have went into. But other than that, let me think. Would have saved my money. You know what I mean?
Excuse me.
You know.
But if you never lose it, you would never learn how to like.
That's not necessarily true.
You don't think so?
Nah, because you can have money and lose it and still know the value of the money.
But I feel like losing it is part of the process. You
Yeah, it
think-
is, but not
yeah.
all the time. Just I mean,
By the
But
time
so-
I was
so do you-
27, I've made enough money to retire and be living real nice right now. You know what I'm saying? But did dumb shit with it.
Okay.
So
you would just save your money.
yeah, all I got is fucking stories. That's it, man.
they're valuable too, priceless.
I guess make movies out these
Yeah,
motherfuckers or
that's-
something, man.
Yeah, that definitely. So what would you, if you could?
If I would change my past, I would say fighting,
Fighting.
because I grew up fighting a lot, like
I
overboard.
don't regret
a lot.
my fights.
I don't know. I don't regret it. Or as far as I'm sorry, I regret it is that I fought for too long. I fought for too long, and came to a point now where I'm personally today I'm tired of fighting. Like I'm a aggressive cat. So
Oh, okay.
and I've been fighting since I was probably 4 or 5 years old.
But you probably a lover.
I am.
And that's typically what it is. Like your aggression is just coming from like you love really strong.
Nah. Fighting came from me just wanting to whoop somebody's ass. Like,
But it comes
then
from
then
a-
I grew up angry. So
But it comes from there's a center to that, right? You think that anger had a center, right?
yeah, of course it did.
Right. What do you think that center was?
No parents.
So it came from a place of love, needing something, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So again, because you love so hard, right? Even though you lack that, so you just had misplaced aggression, basically.
Yeah, I guess
So
so.
it's still,
I would actually say yes to that. I agree with that. That was actually good. Calling that.
No, because when I sit here and I read your energy, and when you tell me these things about you, right? You know, your lifestyle in California, and you know, I'm aggressor. I don't see that. I don't feel that in your energy force. You may do those things, right, in your actions, but your energy force doesn't say that. Your energy is saying like, you know, I'm just a man that wants to be understood. You know what I'm saying?
That's perfect.
That's and you just
that's a lot,
you
right?
really just don't want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like you just yourself, and it's to me. Sometimes we judge ourselves too hard too. You know what I'm saying? Like you just have to just learn. Like I was just saying with that aggression and what you're going through and finding that source. And just digging it out, you know what I'm saying? Like learning what to do with it.
That's a hell of a response, and
Yeah.
I felt all of that. Like,
Yeah.
that was a real response that I wasn't prepared for.
That's what we do
That's
these
what's up.
conversations
That's
for.
what's up.
Tune
Everything.
in, Truth Over
That's what's
Comfort,
up.
Divorce
Okay,
Radio.
now one more question. That's
Yeah,
hey, you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? That was a good one. That took you off. That was a good one. That was one more.
Definitely.
One more thing. And what's the one thing that you love about yourself?
One thing I love about myself. You know what keep coming to my mind? The God that I serve. I don't know why that keeps coming to my mind. Like what I serve, what I believe in, and how, like my integrity. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if that's even an answer I want to give because I feel like. Oh,
Found it.
what are you
Okay.
doing?
He fucked the whole shit up.
What
No, I didn't.
Right.
He knows. No, he didn't mess it up because he know what he did. He know what he just did. Why do you always find that?
Man, man, Z, I'm finna blow your mind in a minute. We're gonna get to it.
Go ahead.
All right, let's keep going,
Why
though.
do you
Back
always find that?
so what you love about yourself is your dedication to God,
dedication.
and devotion to God, to the God that you
Thank you
serve.
for putting that in
Yeah.
words. You know what I'm saying? And it may not look, I'm sitting here with this mesh shirt on. They probably like,
Dang it, God gave you them titties.
stop it.
The devil gave you titties. Motherfuckers have horns and fangs and teeth and shit. Ugly ass titties.
But-
Titties be useless.
Backwards.
Yeah, be on backwards
how
and
I
shit.
believe is definitely different from a lot of people. And it's not to say I have like my own religion or anything. I don't even do religion. It's more of a cultural thing to me. How I believe and all that. I think religion really, in my opinion, it's not to offend anybody, but it kind of put God in a box in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So I've done a lot of studying. I've actually, it sounds crazy because it's like this girl then talking about she doing all this stuff. But I, speak Hebrew and I've taught people how to read like the Bible and scriptures and through other languages and stuff because the truth is usually in the other languages is the translation is usually the lie, but that's a different show for a different day because it's all about linguistics. You know what I'm saying? It's all about language.
A lot of wisdom she's shooting out here, y'all.
Oh,
Shit, I'm trying to tell you, man.
Got game, man.
yeah. So
Man, open the ears.
maybe you're gonna have me back on the show. We're gonna talk about a couple of other things. You know what I'm saying?
That
Hey, Z,
beautiful.
that's your camera. Look at the camera. Tell the name of this podcast.
Today and tomorrow, hosted by Z White.
Today and tomorrow, hosted by.
But we're gonna do this today and tomorrow.
Today and tomorrow, yes, sir.
That's what I've been saying that line for about 30 years, and it just always said, "What do I'm fucking up today and tomorrow." It just always came with me.
There, hey, now it's your podcast.
Yes, man.
Yeah, do it. I
So,
love
Mr.
it.
J, your turn.
Oh yeah, what we doing?
What do you love about yourself?
Once I slow my mind down, I'm never really stuck. Like I'm not stuck nowhere. I could figure it the fuck out.
Hey, you know what? I swear to God, though,
I love my
that's very, very true.
yeah.
I watched this man sit down in the Home Depot and go it out. Then we go put together. I shop.
What was we building? Yeah, we did.
I
draw
watched
something.
him one time build a chimney one time. Just sat there about an hour
I know. No, when
Yeah.
this man
and just
told
boom, boom,
me-
boom, 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 and we fucking built it.
No, and this man told me he had broke one of these computers down and like rebuilt it back up. I'm like, you rebuilt the computer back to its norm? Like, who does that?
Oh yeah, my MacBook Pro that somebody came along and broke. Monday. So Monday broke my
Don't
fucking laptop.
be name dropping on here with nobody.
But no, I really think it's that. Like, I'm trying to get there with relationships, but usually anything else outside of that, I can figure out, I can fix it, make it better, I can maintain, I could, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you drop me off an airplane over China, I will figure out how to survive it. I'll
And I
figure it the
believe
fuck out.
you. I believe you.
I'll learn the language and all
Like
that
you're
shit.
a brainiac. Like
Yeah.
you will walk in and this dude got some learning stuff on your TV. That's what you like to watch.
Yeah. I'd
You like
rather,
to learn stuff.
because I had a period of that where I was just in consuming shit, and I just noticed it's like I'm not getting nowhere, and I'm seeing things very narrow minded, and then I started seeing like people around me how they were and they only consumed unhealthy shit. You know what I mean? Because it's not just what we put in our bodies, it's what we put in our mind too.
Yeah,
So then I was like, all right,
definitely.
I need to start learning things, especially since I have a GED. So I really got to compensate for having this GED.
And that's
you know what I mean?
that's kind of how I am when it comes to my mind. When you asked me earlier, like what's like your go-to watch? Like what do you watch?
Yeah, like what you like to watch?
Nothing. Like I will watch stuff.
Yeah, I don't
on
watch
a
these TV
humbug.
shows.
I don't, and people say that's crazy. I'm from the time I would say like 9 or 10. From that time on up, I love to learn. That's true. You know what I'm saying? I love to read. I've been reading. I've been creating. I've been doing these things like for years. So like that's when I say it comes natural. Like You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like to consume, and it's not to judge anybody else, because again, I don't believe that everybody got to walk my path. I don't believe that it was, meant for everybody to read or to, dig into, education as much as I did, or spirituality or religion, you know what I'm saying, to study these things. I just believe, like, people like me, it's not for me to gatekeep. That's why I share the information. But yeah, I love learning. Like, I spend most of my time learning stuff.
Yeah, I need to know.
I need to know, yeah.
Like, honestly, I need to know.
Right,
I'm trying to see how much, you know what I mean? I need to know.
But there has to be a healthy balance, too.
Yeah.
I will say there has to be a healthy balance. Like, as well as I like to learn, it would definitely
I like the cat off and shit.
But it would make me unattractive as a woman if that's all I did. You know what I'm saying? Like,
shit, no, it wouldn't.
if you're just sitting around, just
who lied to you? Who told you that bullshit?
No. I would feel if that was all that was to
smart,
me,
powerful woman. Come on,
right.
But if that was, I learned. That's a plus. But if that was all that was to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, me being my dynamic self is what makes me me.
Yeah.
Now, you know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
So if I was just at
versatile,
home,
more
versatile.
pages to me.
Yeah, I'm the girl that can be the intellectual, but at the same time, I can go, and be at the bar. I can go into the neighborhoods and chill out. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
like,
the same
I've
way.
been in those the same
You could put me in
environments.
any
Yeah.
boardroom setting. I could talk that shit. You put me in any hood.
Yeah, like I just told you, I went from being a Hooters girl, personal banker, author. Like, yeah, like you got to have some type of dynamic energy when you got all that stuff going on. So, yeah. I meet people, like, if you just intellectual, that's cool.
Man, I wish Hooters food was good, because I for sure would have went there too.
Man, them hot
They actually
wings,
changed their-
I ain't been Hooters in about
They actually
10
changed
years,
their
so I don't know.
menu recently.
They're not hairy no more.
What,
What's hairy? What?
Yeah, the hot wings. I went there one time. Them motherfuckers was hairy. I was like, I'm good.
Well, I've never had
good.
any
These
hairy
titties
wings
ain't
there.
there. I've seen titties
The
nigga,
whole
so
time I've worked there, I've never seen any
Crazy.
hairy
I
wings.
don't get to play with them or nothing. No, I'm good. Bye.
Like, I don't want it. No.
I don't eat crab legs.
You say you don't eat crab legs? Well, yeah, so.
Yeah, there's really nothing in Hooters for me. That's about it.
Do you eat shrimp?
Yeah, but I don't even like how they do the shrimp in Hooters. They just.
Do you eat burgers?
Yeah, but I'm not going
Well, they
there
have
for
a new
burger.
menu. They have po'
Oh, my bad.
boys on there now.
Mm-hmm.
They have the little pretzel bites that, like, with the little cream cheese sauce inside of it. They have, like, a couple of different things. I'm not gonna name everything.
They
out 'cause
tripping
I'm not advertising for them because
Hooters
like I
is
said,
tripping, not having
low key. Like, y'all either.
Hooters.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say it.
Hooters
but-
needs a chicken breast plate that comes with 2 chicken breasts. Side by side. One's got to be slightly bigger than the other because it's usually always like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Hooters, y'all tripping not having that. With some little curly
Two
fries around it or some
chicken
shit. Yeah, 2 chicken breasts. It's about titties. So put 2 chicken breasts.
I got that part, but it's okay.
Well, don't get me fixing my titty right here. In this
No, I changed the camera.
Yeah, there you
We're
go.
going to edit anyway. So anything.
Oh,
yeah, we're going to run this through an editor.
Close ups. What's
Yeah.
up?
I got a question. Like, when are you the most creative, though? You know what I mean? Like morning, night, day, or you know what I'm saying?
Oh, time of day.
Mhm.
I'm most creative. Night.
Night.
I'm a night owl. And it's bad because I'm trying to change my sleeping habits.
Oh, that's hard.
That's very hard, especially when you are a creator in the night. I do everything. Like, I naturally wake up. I start working out now. When I wake
noticed
up,
you had a little-
yeah.
I noticed. I brought some guns up in here. I saw.
I'm talking about.
But I started like working out. I'll be up at like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, like working out or creating. I'll be honest. So with my job and me having to get up and taking my daughter, wake up early in the morning, it does not work with a sleepy or healthy sleep habits per se. But I at least try to break up my 8 hours in some parts of the day. So I may not get them all at one time, but I'll get them at some part of the day. So yeah, I just like being up at night sometimes.
All right. So look, Z.
Yes, sir.
Me and her know. So that's the thing. You don't know what you know until you know it, right?
Gotcha.
So we know.
That's
we
all.
don't know. So we got to get you to know.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my
Well,
goodness.
what
I'm trying
we
to
got
figure out
now?
what
Yeah.
is. Okay, you don't even You didn't even say what it was. You just.
I'm not gonna say what it was. We just gonna do this. Her.
That's her singing?
No, it's Janet Jackson singing. Allegedly.
Well, I'm singing on there too, but
yeah.
That's dope.
He's so crazy.
Shit sound good in the truck.
Yeah, I'm fascinating. No, you never met a soul like me. Like meditate, not imitating what my eyes can see. I set you free with flow and melody. Mama be telling me, know your king, give him light and some clarity. He don't like sharing me, and I don't blame her though. Not for the streets, I got the words and the mind to eat his anger. He smooth like 90s. I like it when he stand behind him, 6 foes.
Play this right.
Look like heaven and some ivory, and he inspire me to be a better one. If he leave, you best believe he'll never find a better one. I bet you one. I'm in my 20s, but make you feel like it's 86. I'll give you bliss, make you trip. I know you prayed for it. Funny how time flies when we live.
Y'all gotta hear the rest when she dropped the mixtape.
Definitely that part.
So when the mixtape coming out?
Well, I'm not gonna do like a mixtape. I'm kind of gonna go at my creativity a little bit different.
Okay, what you gonna do?
It's hard to explain, but I really don't. So I have this thing, like this strong thing about being categorized as a artist, as a creator, so to speak. So when it comes to like just putting me as like a rapper or a singer or this or that, I don't like it. So when it comes to how I'm going to display my art, it's going to be in a more poetical way. I mean, it's still going to be the music, but I'm just going to do it in a different way and visually, you know what I'm saying? So it's not going to be a mixtape, but there's definitely going to be some visuals associated with everything. So,
all right, dude.
Yeah, and then later on there's going to be something.
Do you produce too? You make beats?
I tried my hand at making beats for a minute. I don't prefer to make beats. Maybe somewhere down the line when I have some time to actually dedicate myself to it, because it's a craft, okay?
Yeah.
It's definitely a craft. But I produce, like I do writing, I do
let it all out.
Everything.
Tell everything you do. Let it out.
Yeah, I mean, I write.
Many talents.
I do my poetry thing. Yeah, like I sing. I rap. One of the coldest. Don't forever forget that. See, that's the thing.
We sitting here today.
I'm very dynamic. I'm very dynamic. So y'all who know, where my camera at? Y'all who know.
Just look straight. I got you.
Okay, y'all who know, y'all know. Like I'm a sleeping giant around here. Like when it comes to rapping, because rapping specifically, it's not too many females that's touching me, and I'll be honest, it's not too many that's touching me. So, and I wear that boldly.
For sure.
So, those who know,
that's how you supposed to feel.
I wear that boldly. So yeah,
serious,
and I don't even want to do the rapping thing because it's so diluted right now. You know what I'm saying? It's in me. You know what I'm saying, to do the stuff. So I'm gonna release what's in me. But to just be labeled as one of these rappers, I don't even want it. I don't even want to be in y'all lane. Y'all do y'all and I'll do me. That's just how I'm gonna do it.
She's speaking.
Yeah, definitely. That's how I'm going at this situation. Definitely.
Represent St. Louis.
Represent my city always. Even if I decide to leave y'all one day, because I might.
Oh, where are we going? You're gonna need security. I got your back.
I think about going out the country. I'll be honest. I think about going out the country. I can't do that
unless I take the kids.
Yeah, I think about it. It's eventually, I mean, not immediately, but eventually getting to that part where I want to move out the country. So there's a lot of stuff going. I do want to start some youth organizations sometime.
Really? Like what? What you want to do?
With that, giving back to the youth?
Yeah, definitely. You got to give back to the babies.
You got to give back to the young black youth.
Yeah. That's part of God's work right there when it comes to the baby. Yeah, no,
wisdom is great. Man, there's a lot of things that kids don't get these days.
Yeah, I definitely don't. I don't even want to release my plans when it comes to the youth because, you be having haters and monitoring spirits out there that just want to monitor you and try to beat you to the punch and be like,
okay, I got you. Yeah.
I didn't think witchcraft was real until I came to St. Louis.
Really?
Yeah.
You was in California and you didn't think
You don't see
witchcraft was
no.
Do no shit like that up
Yeah,
there.
nah, they don't get down like
Yes,
that.
they do.
Nah, not like here.
California is a city. Being in the spiritual world and knowing about
Spiritual,
this
yeah,
stuff.
but witchcraft, nah.
Yeah, like there's
Really?
women here that practice whole ass witchcraft.
And I know that,
You know what
but
I mean?
in California, I know women personally that practice.
they're far and few between though. If they
No, I
are,
guess
we're
it-
here.
as
There's
far
a
as
whole
the-
clique. They be getting together and doing.
Oh yeah, they be having witch like events and stuff like that.
Y'all serious?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, I know a couple of women that
thought it should
consider
be just on
themselves
TV.
witches.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
full blown witches.
Nah,
here.
Yeah.
I didn't
Like, but you know, the problem
Learn
with
something every
today
day.
is that, you know, spirituality in a sense is like a trend to a lot of people and they don't know what they're doing. They're not educating themselves on the things they're doing. A lot of young ladies specifically, and I've known a few who would get mad at somebody and go cast or think they're casting a spell, but you don't know, like the gods that you're reaching out to and the spirits that you are reaching out to do this stuff, you have to pay them back. Like there has to be some recourse to that.
What you mean by that? Pay who back? What
The spirit, you have to be given, you have to sacrifice something. Whether it's like whatever that God requires as a sacrifice, you have to give it when you are requesting them to do something on your behalf to manipulate the natural course of a person's life. So when you're doing stuff like casting a love spell, right? Casting love spells are
Have
not
you ever?
healthy. No, I don't have to. I don't have a
Right,
problem in that area of my life. So, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, when you cast love spells, like I said, it's education is the key piece. A lot of people are playing around with this stuff and they're not educating themselves. When you're casting love spells, a lot of that stuff, it recoils back on you. So, you know, I come from a very, I don't like to use the word spiritual because then they like to put me in the category of a spiritualist, and I don't consider myself that because I definitely serve God. But, you know, I come from a background where, you know, spiritual talk was not something that was foreign in my family. Like this is something that we talked about. So there were certain things that we were taught not to even do. Like my mom used to say how girls back in the day were taking certain parts of their bodily fluids and putting it in food and, you know, making about, or, you know, burying a man's underwear in a backyard, you know, to make him
What
stay.
that do? That make him stay?
Yeah. To make him stay. Yeah. So,
I gotta
you
go
know,
on.
all of the little tricks of the trade, there are certain things that, you know, culturally that I do, and there's a line, and I think a lot of people, they blur those lines too with cultural, you know, things like what my culture do versus some witchcraft or a religious thing. So yeah, you do have a lot of witches in St. Louis, but a lot of people are playing around with stuff they have no business playing around with. And a lot of those people are depressed. If you look at a lot of those people's lives, you got all this power, but you can't control nothing that's going on in your life. You can manifest this and you say you can manifest that, but let me see it. You know what I'm saying? Your fruit will speak for it. So, and again, there's some real witches out there. I've met real witches before. I've met real women who consider themselves witches, and they actually don't even say it. To be honest, you have to find it out. When you meet a real witch, typically you have to find it out. Like they're just not.
Yeah, they don't just volunteer.
Yeah, they don't volunteer their information. They're not going to necessarily deny it if you find out, but they're not going to be just like, yeah, I'm a witch. Yeah, it's not a trendy thing to them. This is their lifestyle. This is like their religion. So it's deep.
Is that cast bells and everything?
Yeah, I know. I have this one
Slow out.
female friend or associate that I have, and a girl that, you know, I'm cool, like I don't have any problems with her or anything, but she if you piss her off enough, right, and she don't do it because she actually has a cool little heart, but if you piss her off, she'll set your ass in her freezer and freeze you, and what she does is freeze your motion and your lifestyle. So there's a way that she basically will put you in the freezer. She will put your name in the freezer. I'm not going to tell you how she does it or what she does it on.
That's great.
But she will put your name in the freezer and will freeze the motion in your life. And things will start trickling down. I know people who will go and drop black eggs in front of businesses or in front of people's houses. And the black egg
does that
will...
do?
it'll stop the motion. You know, if you drop it in front of a business, that business will close. Like shit, it just keep.
That's some cold shit.
Yeah. So
how you bake that?
Wait, where you get a black egg from? Or you just paint it black and put it there?
Look at y'all.
Yeah, I'm like, huh? Shit, tell nigga something.
Yeah, look.
Why we take no black eggs to Target?
It's not like how you think, obviously, but yeah, there's ways to make that happen. So yeah. So there's different things, but again, when you play around with those things, and I don't play around with it. My grandmother, though we were educated on different aspects of the spiritual world, we were always instructed not to mess with it. My grandma had a saying, you don't mess with the devil, he won't mess with you. You know what I'm saying? Even though that's not true to an extent, like the devil can still bother you, but you know, she's just like, don't be bringing stuff into your atmosphere to cause, you know what I'm saying? Like,
gonna come to you.
We're not doing no Ouija boards. We're not doing we don't do seances and stuff. Now, do I believe in spiritual gifts? Yes. But my spiritual gifts comes from within. So what most women would probably need like tarot cards for, like that's inside of me. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm tapped in, you know, I can be in my ignorant state.
Do you do tarot cards or nah? You don't fuck with it?
I don't. It's against, you know, it's divination to an extent. I have, you know, in my life before, you know, kind of dibbled in the understanding of tarot cards. And again, when you're a person who likes learning, you learn a lot of stuff. So yeah, definitely partaken in the that before, but it is against my cultural belief to do divination. So yeah.
All right.
And then you know, it's not healthy. You know, it's a lot of people reading that because you're contacting other spirits. Every deck of tarot cards have a entity attached to it. It has a spirit attached to it. And typically when you're flipping the cards, you're speaking directly to spirit, or that spirit that's attached to those deck of cards. And so when you're messing with the spiritual world, if you don't have a high spirit of discernment, you know, you'll run up on a spirit that's not good, and it's just convincing you of certain things because it's trying to get something out of you. So a lot of people, though tarot cards are very real, like when you meet somebody that actually is doing it the right way and know, you know, hey, you can get some, like the reading that I got was very accurate, you know, to, you know, what I dealt with in my life. So I'm not going to say that it's fake at all.
You check your horoscope?
Yes, there's definitely validity to horoscope. There's validity to all of these truths. You know, religion will stop you from believing it and witchify it automatically, but no, there's definitely truth to your horoscope and the time that you were born. But we know that this calendar is messed up anyway. So when it comes to that, a lot of people are lost in that sense too. We're supposed to have 13 months, and actually, Happy New Year's, Happy New Year's, Happy New Year's. April 1st, yesterday was actually the spiritual New Year. The original calendar was on April 1st was the New Year. Because
is that why they call it April Fools?
So the April Fools came from when the Gregorian calendar came into play, basically. When they introduced, Pope Gregory introduced a new calendar. When they were trying to convince people that the old calendar was foolish to believe, so they would call you a fool on that day. Because, and if you think about it in this reference, like, in wintertime, things die off, right? Things dead. And if you believe in any type of God, why would God want to start a year that's supposed to be fresh in the dead of winter when things are dying? Spiritually, we move as one, even with the earth. So spring is a time that things are